Hey, it's Marty Dodson and welcome to SongTown's Between the Rhymes series on improving your lyric writing. Today I want to talk about rewriting, which I think is one of the most important and one of the most difficult skills a writer can develop. Most of us find it easy to get in a room with either by ourselves with our guitar or our piano or with a co-writer and get excited about a song and throw ourselves into it and leave at the end of the day going, wow, we wrote something awesome. And where we break down a lot of times is that we are so excited and we know the story, we forget that we're not really doing the song justice and that we're not telling the listener all the things we know that make it make sense. So we play a song for people and they look at us like, I'm not really sure what you just said. And that's frustrating to us as writers because we want people to get us. We want people to get our songs and to understand what we were trying to say. So I want to talk about some things I do when I rewrite, when I go back to my songs, and give you some ideas of things you could do to become a better rewriter. Because in the rewriting is where a song goes from being creative and interesting to being creative and interesting and communicating well. And if you can put all those pieces together, then you've got a song that people are going to enjoy listening to, and you're going to enjoy playing for people, and you might have a song that a big artist would want to record as well. So here's my technique for rewriting. I try to give myself a week or two before I come back to the song. That gives me a little bit of a fresh perspective. I'm not just fresh off writing the song and still excited about it and still married to certain lines that I loved when we wrote it. Come back with those fresh ears and I listen to the song, and then I try to be really honest with myself about certain areas of the song. And what I've discovered, I was a psychology major, I've got a degree in psychology, so I think through all these things. One of the things I discovered was that I have these two pieces of me that can be in each other's way and mess up my song, or they can work well together and I do justice to the idea. I really pull the song off where people get what I'm trying to say. So I call those two sides of me, the creator side and the editor side. My creator side that's the guy who loves to get in the room with a fresh idea and hash it out with someone and be creative and come up with crazy outlandish lines and gradually whittle it down to something that we're so proud of. That creator sometimes gets really attached to lines. Those are his babies. Or he might even get attached to a direction that I'm going with the song. So when I come back to that idea, I have to look at and evaluate the work that my creator did, and he doesn't always like that. And that other side of me that I get involved with the rewriting process is my editor. So my editor gets to come in the rewriting process and kind of judge the creator's work. Creator doesn't always love that. So what I've done is I've created job descriptions for each of those parts of me. I give them very specific roles. I give them time periods in which they can work. And it's sort of like I liken it to a 3-year-old who you say, here's a new book. Go over and sit there and read this book while I'm on the phone for 5 minutes and then I'll come read it to you. That keeps him busy, he's happy, he doesn't come in screaming when I'm on the phone. So here are the basics of how I describe the job descriptions for those two parts of me. My creator, I acknowledge as the one who comes up with fresh, interesting, awesome ideas. And I honor that in me. So in the writing room, that creator's the one that's throwing out ideas. He's the one that's, trying to sell the co-writer on the idea or, get across what he sees as the vision for that idea. The editor gets to come into the writing room only in very limited roles because I want to be creative in that room and I don't want to shut down that creativity. And the editor is awesome at shutting down creativity because if you've ever been in a situation or a co-write where you throw out something and the other person says, no, I think we can beat that. And you throw out something else and they say, no, I think we can beat that. They're being an editor and they're just critiquing your work, and they're continually telling, no, that's not good, no, that's not good. Well, pretty soon you just decide you're not going to throw out any more ideas, and that creator shuts down because the editor's too involved. So editor gets to come into the writing room when I'm evaluating how I'm going to write an idea. So let's say I had an idea called Everybody Wants to Go to Heaven. The editor gets to come in and help evaluate where we want to go with that idea, because he keeps my creator from just getting so excited that he kind of gets off the rails. So I let the editor come in. The creator and the editor sort of hash out how we're going to write the idea, where we're going to take the idea, and then I put the editor away. And here's the job I give him while I'm writing. His job while I'm writing is to look for pronouns that are messed up and time issues that are messed up. So the editor has permission to comment if I get off track timing wise. So if I'm in the past and I go to the future and then I'm in the present and it's confusing, editor's watching for that. If I'm talking about two male characters and I start saying he and you can't really tell which one I'm talking about, the editor has permission to talk about that. But there's a very defined list of things that I let my editor talk about. Otherwise, he stays over in the corner and he's quiet because he knows that his time's coming. And his time comes in the rewriting process. So my creator's in the writing room, doing the work, being creative, coming up with something unique. I come back to it about a week later. My editor comes in. He looks at how we did with that. Are there things that are so creative that nobody knows what I'm talking about? Or are people going to get it? He evaluates that while the creator stays out of the way, because the creator knows he's going to get to fix the problems. The editor's not going to do the rewriting because he's not the creative one. So the creator sits quietly, lets the editor do his work. He knows that he can't be tied to lines or married to a concept that the editor can't touch. It's all open game now. So the editor does his work, tells creator what we need to fix. Creator goes back, does the work to fix it, and it comes back to my editor. I've discovered in that process that it keeps me from doing several things. It keeps me from being so attached to my songs that I can't look at them objectively. It also gives me a real freedom because I know what I'm doing in each situation, and I know how I'm approaching the song in each situation. So while this assignment this week is not directly writing a song, it is something that I think can change your writing life. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a piece of paper, and I'm going to give you a downloadable PDF file of my job descriptions for my creator and my editor. But before you look at mine, I want you to think about what you would describe as what you would like your editor and your creator to do. Put 2 columns on a page, write out these job descriptions. Then you can compare it to mine. If you want to add some things from my list to yours, you can do that as well. But come up with this job description for the creator and the editor, and the next time you write, take that with you. Put it up in your writing room, have it in a document on your computer, and notice what you're doing as you write. And see if separating the creator and the editor can help you write a better, stronger song. Have a great week. Keep it between the rhymes.